right. Well, there we go. We're now
Said.
recording. All right. So, uh, welcome back. This is the Hell on Mars Roll 20 or Era D10 campaign. What am I even saying? Just talking crazy talk. I'm Jonathan Scott. I'm the GM. We are coming back in after I guess it's only been a 1 full week hiatus because I've had my annual training event for the National Guard, and we are down a couple of players tonight. Actually, we've got two of our players couldn't be here: Chris, who plays Yuri, and Matthew, who plays Paul. Neither of them were able to make it tonight, and the guy who played the medic has decided that he no longer wants to be part of the campaign. Don't need to get into any details on that. It was, we don't need to necessarily understand the decision for it to happen. So I'm just going to delete his character from the map, make things simple, and we'll, we don't need to come up with a reason or justification as to why he's not here anymore. So,
Killed him.
where we left off last time, you guys, the party, the kill team here, had been moving through the facility, and as they made their way through, you were trying to figure out what the heck was going on. You discovered that what was going on in this in the power transfer facility that brings Argent energy sends it to the starport in Mars City, and also channels a small portion of that power into gets converted into usable electricity to actually provide power for the city itself. That transfer station had gone dark. You went there and discovered that the same affliction causing the populace on Mars more generally to start to go insane. That seems to have been affecting the populace here as well. The staff of the facility found a number of dead bodies. You couldn't explore the full facility because the power was deactivated. Went downstairs. Ended up finding that you could switch the power back on. In the process of doing so, you undid what the staff had done in a desperate means to try to stop the horror from spreading and taking over the entire facility. And the systems of the power transfer station started to become possessed by a giant, horrible, half machine, half demonic monster. You managed to fight your way out of the basement with a few incidents of attempted romance by said monster on certain members of the party.
I did not give consent.
What are you, Pavel?
Yeah. Once upstairs, you were able to take a breather and ascertain if there was a way that you could actually, solve this problem. And the plan that Nagumo, the engineer, came up with was to try to essentially set the facility self-destruct. He doesn't actually have really a self-destruct function, but it's a giant electrical transformer. Those explode if you screw with their safety features and dramatically increase the power going into it, or actually increase the voltage specifically. So that's what you're trying to do. In the process of trying to do that, you had to get to access the portion of the facility you had not been able to access before. You did. You found that there's more horrific machinery that has corpses stuck into it and have become a part of it. There's blood everywhere. You found a survivor locked in a storage room who seemingly had avoided the worst effects of the mental influence of the hell energy and all that, which you guys don't know it's hell energy. It could be anything. She had avoided the worst effects of that by doping herself to the point where she was unconscious for most of the last few days. You managed to take her with you, heading down towards the actual living quarters and the control center that you need to access, which you haven't been able to yet. You found that your way is obscured by a lot of fire. The fire is gone now because you guys have just managed to successfully activate the or redirect the water pressure to the sprinkler system, which wasn't working. Nagumo was able to figure out, using his auto map, was able to figure out that you had to travel down through living quarters, fighting your way through half a dozen zombies in the process, and then down into the showers, where you found that there was some structural damage and a ruptured water main, which is what was negatively impacting the water pressure. So, Nagumo and Paul both headed into the maintenance ducts. In the maintenance ducts, they decided that they were going to try to find the controls for the water pressure. After searching around for a bit and finding a corpse and some repair components to be able to fix your armor a bit, so Nagumo did eventually figure out what and how to fix stuff, and then realized that he wasn't alone down here. There's something else. And where we left off last time was when Paul, following the directions of Nagumo, headed back towards the way you guys came into this whole maintenance shaft area, and he's just been spotted by the imp that is the very first demon you guys are facing. So, with all of that, we had at the end of the last session, I don't believe that we actually had you guys roll for initiative yet. This is the first combat that you are going to be entering. After a while, I know that Paul is at low ammo, so this is, before you guys roll initiative, is going to be a cohesion check. For simplicity's sake, I'm going to suggest that the cohesion check just be rolled for those individuals that are actually in the pipes, because they're the only ones that are actually in the fight. And that should just, speed things up a little bit. So, let me just pull up the rules here. Alright, so, game mechanics. In the master document here. Alright, so cohesion check. So you guys are still at your current cohesion status as a unit is you are confident. So, as a result, you only need to achieve one success on your cohesion check in order to pass it. And that cohesion check is done, you combine your charisma and willpower to find your cohesion score. And the target number is a 6 before you factor in any modifiers. So Paul is at low ammo for his light ammo type, and that means that he gets a +1 to the target number threshold, or to the threshold for the cohesion check. So it goes, he needs a 7 instead of a 6. But again, you only require a single success.
Evan here as Nagumo. Rolled that for myself. Target number was 6 since I'm at half ammo, since I donated some of mine to someone else. And I made 1 success.
Okay, since he's not here, I'll just roll for him. Alright, so he's got a cohesion of 4. He has 2 successes. Alright, so you guys have successfully passed your cohesion check. That means that you are able to act when and as you want. That being said, this is a surprise round. Or rather, you guys...
How's everybody doing tonight? Also, while John's away from the computer, I'd just like to quickly say, gamers, rise up.
Amen.
All right. So something that I had looked up after the last time was the surprised, here we go, flat-footed.
Oh, this ought to be good.
Okay, so you guys did not do a good job of realizing that there was a thing and it was coming right at you. or it was rather stalking him. So
Oh,
he
I knew, but
has the
this was the tactics that
right.
these were the tactics that I had to use at the time. But silly me for splitting the party.
Yep. So he has the flat-footed status. When a character is flat-footed, they automatically have 0 defense. This status is usually situational and may be due to a fall, stumble, etc. It is removed once the situation changes. So that's going to be that for this particular role and whatnot. He is flat-footed. I don't remember if there was anything. Oh yeah, there's rules for stealth and whatnot, but I didn't bother really
Yeah, it's only
checking
open
on
now.
them.
Now, Paul is flat-footed, but Nagumo, who has been watching in front of him, he's not at this point, I imagine, right?
You know what? Actually, just because I just found the page for it. How about I just read it out really quick? So, stealth combat. When in stealth mode and undetected, any attack will automatically be a sneak attack. The attacker's existence and likely direction will be revealed to the target and their allies unless they are killed immediately with an unarmed attack, an attack with a melee weapon or melee or thrown, or an attack with a firearm with a silencer, or an attack with a bow. The attack's exact location will be revealed by using any other type of weapon, even if in stealth mode. If the player fails to perceive an attacker in stealth mode, they suffer the equivalent of blindness effect against this attacker. This effect continues during any counter attacks they attempt against a stealthy attacker. May take a free perception check every combat turn to try to overcome it. If a character is attacked by an enemy in stealth mode, survives to their combat turn, they will call out to anyone nearby as a trigger action. All right. Okay, so pretty much means that it's the same. That's the same stuff. So it is within 5 meters of him. So that means that I actually have to check really quick what its stealth stat is, because that actually is the thing that matters here. Enemies, imp, stealth is a 2, and my headset has its battery has just died. Give me a moment. I will have to plug that in. Or you know what? I think I can just swap this out real quick. Just have to go into voice meter, hardware output, and say, okay, there we go. Huzzah for backup headsets.
Huzzah.
All right. It has a stealth of 3. Okay. I'm gonna say that this is stealth and dexterity. So it has a dex of 5. So it's got a total of 8 dice on this. All right. It's inside of 5 meters. That means that its threshold to succeed and not being noticed by him is a 9. And Paul, he gets to roll against this. If somebody wants to roll it for him, let me tell you, it's his. For his detect threshold, it is a perception check. So he has a... Alright, so for him, it's a... Oh dear God. It is a investigation and wits. He has 5 dice.
I'm your Huckleberry.
All right, he has 5 dice. So his threshold to succeed is a 5. My threshold to succeed is a 9.
He got 1, 2, 3 successes.
Whoever gets the most. Okay, I only got 1 success. All right, so There we go. See, rules are valuable for these reasons. So that means that he is able to basically, yes, it is stealth. Yes, he's surprised, and so he's flat-footed for the first round. But he knows it's there, and it isn't just going to like be able to fucking attack him without him being able to do anything at all. So, given that that means that he's on high alert. You guys have. You're able to choose when you want to go in initiative order. That means that he will be able to act. That he is going to be able to act here. So, we don't... so initiative order, you guys get to choose when you go. So, what do you want to do first?
Okay. I would have Paul back up. He has the exit to his back, and if he needs to go anywhere, he needs to GTFO. And that's the best way he can support, too. Yeah, I'm still in there, but he can't get to me.
Okay, so you're having him move backwards. Alright. He has gone as far back as he's able to go.
Okay. And if he can follow up by firing at the beastie, even better.
Okay, yes, it is inside of a confined space, inside of these conduits. There's a problem, though, that there's an enormous amount of stuff inside the conduits that would obstruct your line of fire. He is in the process of crawling backwards, which makes shooting awkward, as he is a big guy and he is very crouched and basically having to like shuffle backwards on his ass here. And there's no actual light except from his flashlights. So I'm going to say that the target number that he needs to be able to hit it is an 8. It has a defense of... because it is very much not flat-footed here. It has a defense of 4. He has a... so his wits is a 4. His gunnery is a 6. So that means you subtract the defense. He has 6 dice for the attack.
Okay, I can roll that if you like.
Yes. Or if somebody else wants to, since he's not here, somebody else can totally control Paul. Which, you know what? Hey, I'm going to say somebody who's not Nagumo control Paul. Because,
that works.
Nagumo's already a protagonist.
I don't want to be responsible for his death.
I'm about to be involved in the combat too, so probably shouldn't be me.
Fine.
Okay.
I'll roll it. Six dice on 8s.
Yep.
One.
Okay.
And no damage.
No damage. Yeah, it has a. It does not have a damage modifier. It has a kill modifier +1.
No damage.
So question. So there's a question for Nagumo here. And I fixed on your character sheet so that, or on your character in game, so that it's armor and not health that you've suffered damage on. Because until you have no armor points left, your health and pain don't suffer. Okay, he's got
Much appreciated. I thought I took health damage on top of armor. Thank you.
Yep.
I thought he took some kind of damage that bypassed the armor for some reason. It was it was environmental.
I didn't specify that. All right, it goes on your armor because that was supposed to be implied, but because he took pain damage earlier, but it's still okay. So, anyways, Nagumo, so you're in a quandary. As of right now, you can't see shit. So your options are essentially you can advance forwards, point your gun around the junction and try to shoot it, which, it will get an attack of opportunity and all that. Or you can basically sit put and try to shoot it as it sprints past. Which is, so that's essentially you'd be holding your action and going into Overwatch.
As I declared last time, I was holding my action for him for the beastie to pass. Yes, and to be clear, I do have flashlight up and out just the same as Paul did.
Yep. Which is the only reason why you're going to be able to see it in general.
Very good then.
Okay, so out of curiosity, just in going through the rules, and Michael, this is a question for you. This would be something that I kind of feel would mainly best fall under the covering fire rules. Because I don't see anything specific for Overwatch or any concept like that.
Overwatch isn't really a thing. You hold your action until, basically you hold your action until that time, so it's not really Overwatch, it's just you're holding your action for a shot, and then they're moving, which is going to increase the modifier because you only have a specific spot. The best way to look at it would be that they would effectively get a high amount of cover because of the shot because of the difficulty of the shot.
Okay. Gotcha. Yep. All right. So, and cover is just additional defense, correct?
Yes.
All right. So I'm going to say that this is going to be, let's see, heavy cover. I believe is 2 defense.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. So it's going to sprint. It's going to sprint forwards. Nagumo will do his shots. Its defense goes up to a 6. For this, because you have literally like a third of a second at most to actually hit it.
Okay, that reduces my dice pool to nothing. Do I need a point of luck in order to actually roll anything?
So no. Michael, can you explain how this works again?
Oh. Okay, so this is where you get to make the luck shot, which basically means that you have 1 die to roll, and this is where it's very interesting. You have 1 die to roll. You only succeed on a 10, which explodes because it's a 10, and basically you only can succeed on a 10, but if you I think it's a 1 and 2. Where's my fucking book? God damn it. There's a chart. There's a chart in there for it, but basically it's like a 1 and 2 is like a severe fumble. 3 and 4 is moderate, and then anything else is a minor fumble or just a failure. So it's one of those things where if you make it, that's awesome, but if you don't make it, it's exponentially bad.
Okay,
this will be interesting.
This is...
But all right.
So,
all right, I'm rolling
yeah.
this on roll 20, so witness me.
Exactly. Yep. All right, I've got it up.
Yep, there it is. Yep.
Okay, so you rolled a 5. So there's no. So yeah, it's a 1 is a severe fumble, a 2 is a moderate, and a 3 is a minor. So that's not a fumble, but it's also just not a success. Because
I tried.
Okay, I'm sorry. Yeah, I screwed that up. A 10 is success.
Yep.
A fumble is a severe fumble. Anything else is just a failure. So.
Well, so on it, if a luck dice is rolled and a 10 is achieved, the player gains single success for the action. On a 10 on a luck dice may not be re-rolled for multiple successes, no exploding 10s. However, a luck dice carries significant risks. These things go wrong more frequently than they work. If the roll is a 1, the character commits a severe fumble. If the roll is a 2, the character commits a moderate fumble. If the roll is a 3, the character commits a minor fumble. Any other roll is a failure to achieve the action, but not a fumble. So there you go. Okay, so that was that. It, given that it's so it basically like ran right to here, and I think it's close enough that it's just going to rush him and try to engage him in melee combat. So, and here you go, sound effects for you guys actually shooting it. Okay, so what I need to do now is look up the melee rules again, because it's been a few weeks since we have done this. And I, of course, flip right past them like a dumbass.
I'm sure they're both going to be fine. These dudes got it in the bag.
All right, so as a imp, it does make unarmed attacks. So all right, it has its strength plus its melee minus the target defense. So its melee skill is only a 1. It's got a... I thought that this was... For unarmed combat, I thought that it used Brawl for that, whereas Brawl only used for grappling.
No, it does use Brawl.
Oh, okay. Well, in the
melee is typically for weapons.
Yeah, that's what I always thought. I think that is a misprint then in the rules for the unarmed combat flow.
Which book you looking at?
Yep, it is a misprint in survival, because it says number of dice equals strength plus brawl minus target defense.
Yeah.
So, okay, he has a defense of 1.
0. No, he doesn't.
You're right. He's flat-footed.
Surprised. Yep.
He is flat-footed. All right. Well, it has a strength of 4 and a brawl of 6. So, success threshold is a 7. I'm not going to modify this up or down because he's in a bad spot. But he's already flat-footed. He's already suffered enough. I got 10.
You don't want to feel too terrible when you rip his head off.
Yeah, I'm genuinely curious to see how well this does. Okay, there's 1 explode, there's 2 explode, target number is 7. Okay, so 4 successes so far. Rerolling the 2 explodes. Alright, so I have 5 successes overall. Alright, so normally unarmed attacks, when you do a damage roll, it's the success threshold to do damage is a 5 plus the target's damage modifier, and that inflicts pain damage. Now, in this particular case, it has bone claws, which lower the damage threshold to a 3 for its unarmed strikes. He is wearing heavy armor. That means that he has a defense stat of, a damage modifier of +2 and a kill modifier of +4. There is no instant kill for basic melee attacks, so I can't insta-give him. So overall point, my rolls get modified back up to a 7. Sorry, never. Did that wrong. I need a 3. He has a damage modifier of +2, means I need a 5. On 5 dice, only 1. So he lucked out there. So that is 1 point of pain damage.
Incredibly, absolutely Matt luck right there.
Yep, that 1 point of pain damage gets soaked by his armor. And there you go. That was the first round of combat there. Okay, so we have entered into round 2 of this combat. So Paul is no longer flat-footed. So there's the problem so he's pinned against the door. If you want to open I I would recommend against him being the one that tries to open up the door, because that's going to mean he's occupying his hands with something other than like desperately flailing and trying to pistol whip this thing away from him.
Yeah, he should be yelling out to have somebody open the door.
Nagumo would be yelling out to get someone to open that door, as Nagumo would rush forward and round that corner after the beastie. Hopefully,
to be perfectly honest, I don't think Nagumo can really understand this door there because he's worried about the imp. But Paul definitely backing up to a door that he knows is there is going to be saying to someone, "Open the door."
So,
I didn't even know the door was closed behind us.
Yeah, just throwing it out there. What the rest of you hear on the communications network is, you overhear Nagumo and Paul talking about it, and Nagumo's like, "Hey, I think there's something in here. Move back to the duct entrance where we came in." Here, Paul coming back and it's like, all right, I'm moving back, and hey, what the fuck is that? Oh God! Ah, ah! And you just hear basically incoherent screaming and muffled gunfire coming from inside the maintenance duct. But Paul does have he's like still his radio mic hasn't completely cut off yet, so you're basically hearing him scream something to the effect of get it off.
Wait.
Okay, so what are the rest of you guys doing?
Okay, quick question. When did this door appear?
What door?
The door to the crawlway hatch.
It's always been there. It just probably wasn't loading properly last time.
Okay. I'm just curious why it was closed in the first place. Did it close automatically, or?
Yep. It closed automatically.
Well,
either that or the beastie closed it behind us.
All right. I guess I'm the only person who's in position to attempt to open the door. Is there a control panel there? Is it like a manual thing?
No, it's a manual. Right? So there's a button. You can go over and you can,
Now, question is, if the rest of us are getting involved in the combat, or at least the actions themselves.
Yep.
Are we rolling for cohesion as well, or are we just
that you are rolling for cohesion? Yes.
That's what I figured. And what did we change it to?
Okay, it is charisma plus willpower. Your target number is a 6, but you have to factor in modifiers for ammunition and health status. So basically, if you are at low ammo or out of ammo, you'll have modifiers, and if you are at less than, or if you are at 2 or health or 2 pain, then you'll also have modifiers.
Okay, sorry. What's the target number again?
Base target is a 6.
Okay.
Your current cohesion status is confident, which means that you only need a single success.
I'm good. 5 here, so I'm good.
Okay. Just to roll.
That was tight. 2 successes and 2 fumbles. But they don't cancel. So
yeah, you're good.
Yep, you're good. I'm gonna roll up Yuri here in a second once I get his character sheet to load. I recall him having, I think, 6 for cohesion.
Oh, great. No, he had high charisma.
Actually, he has 8 for cohesion, so he's probably good. Ammo-wise, I think he's at half. He's good. All right. Yep. You guys passed.
Yep. Okay.
All right. So, what are you guys? You guys passed. You choose when you go in initiative order. So, is Rico, Pavel, and Yuri, are you guys doing anything to get into this fight, or are you staying put and just leaving it to Oslo?
Not gonna leave it. I mean, it makes more sense to at least look to see what's going on.
Okay.
So I'm basically gonna do a run to that position.
All right.
So, I guess I guess I'm the sort of critical thing here in terms of order of operations. So, for some reason, I can't move my character.
Yeah, Rico can get all the way down there if he just sprints. Here, I'll move you over to the door.
Yeah, just move me over to the door. For some reason, it's not letting me move.
It happens. All right, so you're moving over to the door. You're going to try to open up the door. All right. So we've got. All right. So Paul is right on the door. You said so. Nagumo's going to move up to try to counter stuff. All right. So. Oslam, you're going first. You said you're just hearing basically like muffled screaming and occasional gunshots from inside, as well as horrible screeching.
Yeah.
So you're gonna open the door.
Well, I'm tempted from my character's roleplay to not do it, but yeah, I'm gonna open the door.
Hey, roleplay your character, man. Roleplay your character.
It's like,
okay,
fuck
so
those guys.
Rico, you pop in. You pop into this room, and you just see, like, you basically just see Oslam as he's, like, by the maintenance duct. You hear, like, thumping and, like, bad noises from the other side, and he's basically just staring it down.
I'm definitely yelling at him to open the fucking door.
Should we really? And then I slap the button open.
All right, so you slap
Nice.
the button open.
Slapping the button.
And here we go. Multi-sided token. Simplified doors. Huzzah. Now it is nowhere near as many clicks. There we go. The door is open. All right, so with you opening up the door, the first thing that happens is Paul and the imp, since Paul is pressed up, like, literally as much against the door as he possibly could be, he and the imp both basically both tumble out of the door. So yeah, I'm basically gonna say that they're pretty much occupying the same square. They are engaged, very much engaged in melee here.
Well, they're not grappling, so it's not quite the same space. You said it was a melee attack, not grappling.
You're right.
So.
Okay, so all right, so it was a melee attack. So that means that basically Paul. How about we do it this way? Paul falls out.
Okay, here's the thing. So Paul is pressed up against the door. Paul falls out and makes a walk move, whether 1, 2, whatever the heck. On the imp's turn, because the imp wasn't pressed up against Paul, the imp can then make its turn, which now Paul's in the open, it will probably jump on him and do a grapple.
Yeah, that would make sense. All right, and in looking, so Paul, he's got a, he has a dexterity of 1. Who wants to do a dexterity check, pure dexterity, to see whether he gracefully tumbles out of the maintenance duct or falls
What's the target
on his
number?
It's relatively. It would be a relatively simple thing if he wasn't falling backwards and didn't have the threat to his front. Target number 8. He's got a dex
success.
of 1.
1 success.
All right. So yeah. So there you go. That means he is not going to be flat-footed this round. So he manages to stumble out. All right. So Oslam, you opened up the door. Paul has tumbled out. All right, Rico. So you ran.
I assume
I basically I ran up to that point, and that's when Oslo opened the door. Paul stumbled out, and there's things in here. So I don't have a shot at it, but I'm not like expecting to have a shot at something. I'm not sure what's going on.
So was and that counts as a sprint for how we had worked on refining the movement rules. So
Correct. That's going to be sprint.
So yeah, so you do not get an attack. All right.
Correct.
So
Can I get off an attack?
Oslam. So you can get off an attack. It's I'm gonna say that the target number on this is still going to be an 8. Basically, you're surprised and you're otherwise occupied doing something else. But yes.
Okay.
Aslan, shoot the hostage.
That was my plan. My clever plan all along.
Yep.
What's its defense?
So its defense is a 4. I'm gonna say that has light cover. Give it a +1 to its defense, just because you're, awkwardly having to reach around Paul as he tumbles out to just like spray down into it. So.
Okay.
Wow.
So effectively 5 is his defense.
Yep.
Okay. So that gives me 5 dice, and you said the target number is an 8.
Yep.
One success.
Hooray! All right. You have 1 roll to damage. It has so it is a 6 to do damage and a 9 to kill.
So I do damage.
All right. So let me click on it. Adjust its health. 7. Boop. There we go. So here we go.
I assume I can't double tap. I can only just take the one shot. Wait,
yes.
no, never mind.
Yo,
never
double
mind.
tap,
It's the same
double
thing.
tap. Yeah, shoot them both in the head.
That was a double tap.
Yeah, that was a double tap.
Yeah,
That's,
you fired a spray of bullets down the.
I
down
forgot how combat works in this for like 10
Yep.
seconds, and then I remembered again. It's like, oh yeah.
Okay. Okay, so now that Oslam is done, so Paul's stumbling out. That wasn't really his actual action and whatnot. So Paul can theoretically go, and Nagumo can go. One thing of note for Nagumo, there are bullets flying down, like southwards down this maintenance duct. So if you move up and you like expose yourself, you will be in the line of fire.
So noted. So if I do anything, I'm going to be using that corner as cover and
Okay.
shoot Southpaw out if I have to.
So you're all right. It only took
Okay.
4 sessions to get the party to start shooting at each other.
I love it.
Readying action still. I mean, if my line of fire is not clear, I'm going to be holding fire until I know beyond me or
All right,
beyond
well-
the beast.
Well, then we'll why don't we go with Paul, because that's less complicated. So all right, so
Far
Paul,
less.
he's stumbled out. He has the ability to try to do something here.
He's basically going to right himself, brace, maybe take another step back. Let's see. Another one. And then he's going to shoot at Dim.
All right, just to check, his speed is a 10. So just to clarify the movement rules and whatnot, if you move up to half your speed, you have no penalty on your like, shooting or actions or anything like that. If you move up to your speed, then you get a 50% dice penalty on the attacks that you make for that round. Basically, any combat related action or virtually any action that you do is going to have a 50% dice penalty. So however many dice you would roll is half. If you move, you can move up to twice your speed if you sprint full out, but that's all you can do. Make sense? Okay. So Paul's got a speed of 10, so you can move up to 5 squares. He's perfectly fine right there.
Yeah, that makes sense. Counting the one where he was originally before the door opened, that's
Yep.
3. That's fine. I imagine he's not going to step too far away because he still wants to shoot this thing.
Yep.
He just wants to make sure there's a line of fire from everyone else.
Yep.
Obviously, he still hasn't really seen Rico, so it's fine. And he's wits 4, gunnery 6, and this thing's defense 4, right?
Defense 4. Yep.
Okay. The ducks gonna get any cover, or is it just a wide open area?
So I'm gonna say that Paul has a. So he's the only person that actually has a decent line of fire on it. And he's also the only person that's already been trying to shoot it for rounds, so no cover bonus.
Nagumo hasn't come into my line of fire yet.
Is Nagumo moving up to, move into the line of fire? Or is he gonna hang back? So basically, he can move to there without causing a problem.
Yeah, I'm only going to the corner, and
Okay.
then I'm going. If I can, I'd cover around the corner, but not exposing.
You can, yep, you can basically cover like one square, like 1 meter in either direction beyond where you are. So if you move back that far, you can literally cover just that square. If you move to where you are right now, you are in the line of fire. So yeah, basically you can hit, you can cover that square and that square. All right.
Covers important.
So holding your action until you if you have a target. Got it. All right. So Paul's attack.
4 hits.
Oh, nice.
And
It's a 6.
that's going to be, what's his kill threshold? What's his modifier?
So kill threshold is the modifier is +1, so it goes to a 9.
Okay, cool. Well, that's still 2 kill thresholds then.
Okay. So for demons was making it so that it's similar to how you guys have. Basically, I was looking at doing this across the board just to simplify shit, making it so that kill thresholds, it's just a crit and it does 4 points of damage, but it only has 8 hit points, so that is enough to knock it out. So, bunch of panic gunfire, but it does go down.
Well, fuck.
So,
I can take this moment to scream incoherently.
yeah. Paul
And
basically
scream
just
out,
keeps
"What the fuck is
firing
going on?"
until his gun runs dry.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
Click, click,
Bas-
click, click,
yeah.
click. Rico comes up and is like,
Yeah.
"What the fuck just happened?"
So yeah, just for the narrative perspective. So you hear a bunch of like incoherent screaming, gunfire. Ozum, he hesitates for a moment, but he opens up the hatch while him and Rico are both kind of aiming at it. They check their fire for a moment as Paul tumbles out of the hatch. And as you guys start to ask him, what the hell's going on? The imp just basically like rushes up and just basically dramatically like pauses and screeches on the threshold of the maintenance duct. And as it takes in that there are 3 of you now, and you guys basically all just stand there and repeatedly shoot it as it is stuck there, and then eventually it slumps over dead. So. So
Fuck
there
that.
you go. Action movie tropes. Okay, congratulations. You guys are out of combat. That was a 2-round combat. That means that on your ammo check for this 2-round combat, only those players that actually participated in the combat have to, and fired at all, have to actually roll on it. The ammo check for a 2-round combat, target threshold is a 6. This you are rolling your survival and wits.
What's Homeboy's wits? What's his survival?
Okay, so his wits is a 4, his survival is also a 4, so he has, it looks like he has 8 dice. Never mind, his wits is a 3, he has 8 dice. I think.
Nagumo passed is 1 success.
Yeah. It as always is super annoying to actually read his sheet.
So
I
four
understand.
successes for me.
Yeah.
4 successes here.
Yes.
All right.
Do I actually
as long
get
as you
more
get,
ammo?
as long as you got at least 3 successes, you have no negative outcomes. So cool. All right, there you go. So with that, you guys have successfully managed to deal with the problem of the imp. So there you go.
Oh boy.
As you guys might have noticed, while they are not super hard to put down once you hit them, they are pretty goddamn fast and relatively hard to hurt. So
Yeah. Rolling as well as I did definitely helped, but that's not to be relied upon.
yep.
Very much so.
Okay.
All right. Nagumo's calling out. Is it clear out there?
Rico's gonna come back over comms and say, "What the fuck was that?"
Another surprise. Is
No
it down?
shit, you're full of surprises. Yes, it's fucking dead. You tell me what the hell's going on? You're like a magnet for this shit.
I am?
Oh, you kind of caused the first one, so yes, he's definitely pointing at you for that.
Blink. Blink.
And no, just say
Okay.
like as Yuri chimes in over the comms, it's like, well, at least it is now someone else who is trying to get dates with monsters and crap.
That would be something he would say. All right. Spring. Water pressure's restored. We can go back.
What the fuck is this thing?
I
So,
don't know.
So
You
let's
notice-
get
You notice that as it's like lying in the water, it like that's slowing the process a bit. But you notice that the parts of it that are exposed to the air are starting to smolder as if they're essentially like burning away.
So I'm gonna go get Chicky Poo, who was hiding in the closet, and I'm gonna basically bring her over here and be like, "What the fuck is that?"
Okay. Great bedside manner.
I don't have bedside manner. Our medic left, remember?
Gotcha. All right. So it takes a minute or so. So she does come on down, and yeah, when you bring her in there, her reaction is that she looks at it and screams. And,
Well, it's fine. I'm gonna ask her, like, have you seen this before? Like, what the fuck is this? What is this thing?
I don't fucking know. This isn't what I fucking do.
Great, you've been here. We just got here. What the hell is that?
I locked
Where'd that come
myself
from?
in a fucking storage room as soon as everything went to shit.
Yeah. Well,
And
everything went to
I-
shit. What the hell happened?
Some horrible fucking voices were popping into my head telling me that I had to fucking hurt myself and kill everybody else and do other bad shit because I had to make way and allow it to come in, and I just, I knocked myself out so that I couldn't fucking deal with it anymore. Really
Great.
don't want to fucking be here. And I'm actually going
Okay.
to do her-
Really wish our medic hadn't quit.
She actually
Negative
rolled
number.
relative. I just did her double willpower with a threshold of 8, and she got 3 successes. So, she actually is not. It's like she's kind of like reached the point of like adrenaline burnout where she's no longer panicked because her body basically doesn't have the energy anymore to maintain it. So there you go.
All right. Note from Nagumo: by the airlocks there are other pressure suits over there for her to get into when we get to that point, right?
Yes. You guys passed that stuff as you came in.
Very good. Okay, Nagumo reminds Rico, we do need to solve this problem right now. The thing is still growing, and more of these are probably coming out.
Yeah, no shit. I also want to know what the hell this is and where it came from. You were just in there. Where the hell was this thing?
It was hiding in the ducts. Let's take pictures, and let's just go. This thing is not going to stop.
I want pictures of this thing. Just let's. Shit. All right, Pavel, Yuri. Let's get to the fucking hallway. Everyone else, let's move.
Yeah, now that the like water, even though I'm not going to change it visually, so it's not that it's completely stopped, but the basically the geyser of water from the split water main has largely stopped. You're able to hear more of the rest of the station, and you do occasionally hear essentially like rumbles as portions of the facility are basically smashed, and as the thing beneath you continues to grow. Oh,
And as
and
Naguma passes the beast, he makes
yep.
sure that his helmet camera captures it as
Yeah.
best it can.
And you know,
And
as
records it.
just have it as like a resolution for what happens. So Jacob, the medic, he basically like walks into this room down in the showers where you guys are at, to see like what's going on. And then as as he pops down and is doing that, you just basically hear a horrible roar as one of the big tentacles shoots out of the rent in the floor with the split burst water main, grabs him, and you just hear him go. You just hear him go as
The
he
Wilhelm scream. I love it.
as he is horrifyingly pulled down into the rent into the floor, and basically his body like snaps in two as it gets yanked down. So.
I feel like that would provide a different response. I'm just gonna gloss over that one and be like, well, that sucks. I understand the necessity of it, so that's fine. That's fine. That's fine.
I'd imagine we've
The
nothing
the professor just looks at everyone and says, "I'm fucking done with this place. Can we just get the fuck out of here?"
Yeah.
That's what
Okay.
we're trying to do. So let's head back out to where the large flaming area was. The flaming area, they've Christ.
God.
And then we'll
Excuse you.
see what the next shenanigans obstacle is.
All right.
Oh, the
so,
shenaniganry.
let me just grab everybody that's down here, and because it'll be faster, I'm just gonna
Thank you kindly for that.
move you guys up a bit. Oh, that's right. It works best if I do this in the GM version, because that way I can actually move you guys through walls.
Wow. Well, that works. So I got a closed door here.
And I'm still trying to pan to get to that.
Okay.
Jason, you with us?
Yeah. Can't you hear me?
Just take a moment. We like, if you were talking, did not hear you say much. Okay, so
I've been here.
let's
I've been
get
waiting for somebody to call on me for anything.
gotcha. So let's get
Your
people.
roleplay discipline is appreciated.
I'll just go ahead and start talking. So after he gets the distress call and Rico just does the whole thing like, "Follow me, you boys want to live forever," and like takes off. We like go to low ready and like get like, "We're gonna follow you." Then he rounds the corner and we just go back to like, whew, relaxed, and we don't
Of
move.
course you do.
And I turn to Yuri and I go, "Hey, Yuri, what's best in life?" And Yuri goes, "Oh,
Heroin?
Main lining between your toes, a nice hot plate of bellinis, and a big fat pussycat on your lap, looking up."
Wow.
Nice meme
Pavel,
reference.
and Pavel hears that and he goes, "Молодец."
All right, so you guys have headed up. Let me open up the doors. Shoot side. Open. All right. And just gonna do the dynamic lighting. there we go.
This map is so badass.
Well, and as you noticed, that, like, the new process that I worked out for that takes way less time, and it actually loads on everybody's screen at the same time. Okay,
Fire's
so
not
you
going
guys-
everywhere.
So yes, as you walk out into the hallway, you are able to see that the fires have died down. Now, there is still a lot of smoke in the hallway. There still is, for sure. But, yeah, you're able to see. Let me just turn Gumo here so his flashlight should illuminate it. Okay, so down the hallway, you are able to see the hallway is wreathed by smoke. You're able to see that all the way down the hallway there is still fire that is essentially in the connection corridor going into another area. For some reason the sprinkler systems just failed going in that direction. Almost as though that was the break in the level that prevents you, it's the imaginary wall that prevents you to keep moving over to an area that the devs never actually decided to complete the level. But hey, whatever. It's just game logic. Hallway is wreathed by smoke. You're able to see, however, that to the north there is the doorway to the control center. To the south, you're able to see a flickering, still kind of damaged but intermittently powered sign for the food court of the facility, which is where the fire was coming from. I'm not going to make you guys do a passive perception on this. Just glancing at things, just looking at the map. What are your main takeaways? Just looking at it at a glance.
There's probably a lot of unkind things in the control room itself. That's where the blood trails are.
So we should go in the other direction as fast as possible. Davai, comrade, come on!
What we need is in the control room.
I'm with Russian on this one.
Нет. I believe it. No. Oh, no.
It was like, yes, I mean, I don't even want to go to second base with these things. They keep trying to take me to third base, and it's like, why are you skipping past first? This is bad.
Usually, I like cigarette and a glass of vodka before I get fucked.
Rico,
Alright.
shall we stand up?
Well, follow the blood.
Indeed. So, aside from following the blood, how are you guys actually planning on... is there anything in particular in how you're planning on approaching this?
Before we breach the control room, can I suggest we sweep the cafeteria to make sure we don't get
Well, yeah,
fucked in
I
the
mean,
ass?
if we've got a door, on the, we've got a closed door on the control room. We're gonna use that to our advantage and not breach it immediately if we've got an open door to the other side. So let's do a preliminary sweep of both sides. If we've got an open door, cool. Let's make sure area is clear, and then the other side we'll check to see what the hell's in there.
Plus, looks like it's Taco Tuesday, so
I mean, no. This would actually be the day after Taco Tuesday, when people had problems with the bathrooms.
Ah, okay.
So we stack up on the cafeteria instead.
Well, I want to make sure that door is closed, and we're gonna make sure someone's watching that door.
Seeing as we've had some issues with
Covered by
animation.
Paul, we'll check the door to the control room.
Yeah, check it. Don't open it. Just make sure it's closed.
Well received. I'm on it.
Okay, so... there we go. We'll have Nugumo. So we've got Nugumo moving up towards the control room door. Anybody looking to actually check out the cafeteria and whatnot, or are you guys basically just going to cover it and
No, we're going into the cafeteria to clear the cafeteria, but we're making sure that the door behind us to the control room doesn't just pop open and have some big dumb motherfucker hiding behind it go.
What I'll do is I will
on that. He's
I will-
ensuring integrity of the door and the control panel attached to it.
Okay. All right. Give me an engineering check.
I'm sure that door, the integrity of my foot. God damn it!
Engineering coming right up. That is 7 dice. Give me a difficulty.
Difficulty 6. And just as it was something that was mentioned in the last session, I believe. So for Susan, the survivor, you were able to find a respirator in the basically in people's effects in the living area. So.
Wait, yeah, sure.
Okay, so 4 successes. I mean, the door is operable. You could, if you wanted to, you could try to render it inoperable. But you know,
I like that idea. Yeah, I want to do that.
Pavel. All right, Pavel, Yuri, take point. We're going to the cafeteria.
Hey.
Hold on. We don't want to render the door inoperable because we have to go into the control room.
If you prefer, I can just jimmy it at the moment so that it does not open when we don't want it to from the other side.
No, I want you to point a goddamn gun at it, so if the fucking door opens, we can shoot it. Not the door, whatever the hell opened it. I don't want you to jimmy the door. I don't want you to fuck with the door. I want you to make sure the door's closed. Is the door closed? Yes or no?
Yes.
We're good. Awesome. All right. Check the cafeteria. I want to make sure we got eyes on that door to the control room.
All right.
Gumo and Paul can hang back on the door to the control room.
Okay. So you have that set. Yeah. So you've got that covered. We'll say Paul, because he's not here. He's covering down the opposite end of the hallway. And so we've got the 4 of you guys, the 2 Russians, as well as Rico and Yuri, stacked up to enter into the dining hall. All right. So as you guys are, scrolled on the wrong page. So you guys get ready, and I'm just gonna dramatically move you all. Oh, oops. That did not work out exactly as I planned.
Dun.
All right. So, Jason, it occurs to me. I did not tell you the link to the Twitch. Here you go. Here it is. In case I don't know if your stuff's actually working and you're able to see it as of right now, but if not,
I'm
there
on the
you go,
Twitch.
and you can at least see the Twitch stream monitor. All right, so
Thank you.
the
I got
4
it.
of you enter into the cafeteria. You notice this room doesn't actually have a door because it is a common room that basically always would be accessible. Thankfully, your helmets have full respirator systems, which allow you to be able to breathe in what otherwise would be you'd be hacking and gasping and probably not be able to get enough oxygen. In this room, you're able to find that while there is a large amount of fire damage, there are no corpses in here. There are the signs
Check those corners.
that there were. You know what? I'm gonna say, have everybody in there give me a investigation intelligence.
What's target number?
Target number for investigation intelligence is going to be it's really smoke wreathed and dark. I'll give it a 7.
1 success. But it was a 10.
Roll it. Go for the gold.
Okay, the reroll was a 3.
Or don't go for gold.
I had 1 success as well.
I got 3.
All right, let me see. So
I rolled
Yuri,
3 6s.
so he has a 4. He has no successes. All right, so how many people got successes?
I
did.
I got 1.
3.
people.
I mean, yeah, there's some blood, and blood's probably not good. Whenever you've seen blood before, it hasn't really worked out all that well. It hasn't been a good thing. So yeah, you just figure it's like, oh, there's more blood. When there's more blood, there's more blood things.
I don't see anything more having 3 successes.
Oh, okay. You did get more successes. Sorry, I guess I
Yeah.
fixated on that.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, so you're able to see in here essentially as like everybody else is kind of like looking around randomly like a bunch of jackasses. You pause and in observing what you're able to see, you gain the impression that there was this is the scene of a struggle, and the like. You're able to see that there's essentially on the ground in front of you. There's a bloody metal food tray that appears to probably have been used by somebody as an improvised weapon. Unfortunately, it probably doesn't really look like it worked out all that great for them in the end. The thing is dented to hell, and
Is it clean enough to eat off of?
No, it's not, unfortunately. And sadly, the vending machines also are all damaged because of the fire. So,
Wow,
Can I-
these vending machines are damaged.
May I make an attempt to determine the point of origin and cause of a fire if it's in this room?
So you're able to figure out that the cause of the fire, it basically came from the actual like kitchen area, and in investigating in there, you are able to find that there's basically a completely like largely torn to pieces corpse in there. The actual machinery itself appears, though, that it has been... You're not really sure why, but it looks like it suffered damage aside from, anything... It looks like it was smashed by something relatively large and angry.
Did it get tentacly, or does it look like it was something else walking around here? I mean, does it look like...
How many successes did you get?
is this a separate roll, or is it the original roll?
It's the original roll.
I only got one, so forget it. I have no idea.
Like I said, in the kitchen, you're able to find that it appears as though something relatively large smashed a bunch of stuff. And as near as you can tell, the fire itself probably came from whatever relatively big thing smashed through the machinery. That at some point caused essentially a gas leak, and that's what actually set things on fire.
This is kind of like Grandma's house.
Grandma's house.
All right. Do we have full visibility? Do we have visibility to the whole area?
Yes, you have visibility through the whole area. That is basically all that you guys are able to find in it. That's like useful, pertinent information. Is that it appears as though this area had that it basically had something relatively large. You're able to track that track the drag marks on the floor and whatnot. So they
Door frame, like the door frame itself, does it have any damage on it? Like this thing could have been too large for the door, or had to like shrink itself down to fit through it, or are we just talking? I mean, the door is pretty large. The two of us.
So
fit
the doors
there,
the doors
I don't know how tall it is.
to the kitchen actually are buckled. What you initially took to be essentially like fire damage or damage from an explosion does actually look like something that theoretically could have come from something large, bullying its way through.
Okay. So would it be safe to say that we've swept this room? Is what I'm getting. Was the other thing?
Yes, it is safe to say that you have swept the room.
Okay. So at this point, we'll back out, and we'll just communicate to the rest of the team. Something pretty big went through there, caused some damage, and we haven't run into it yet. I don't think. So maybe we'll have to try door number 2.
Door dickety 2.
What fun to
We're gonna have everybody kind of.
Kaiser took our word for 20.
Oh joy!
So my good Russian friends, get in position, set up on the door. Don't charge in. We're gonna set up lines of fire here and see what happens. Yuri, you want to carry the goddamn shotgun? You're gonna stay in the goddamn front. I think that would change his opinion about wanting the shotgun or not.
Be nice to Yuri. He's having a lot of stress.
Hey, how's your rectal passage? Shut up, Pavel.
Awesome. All right. So you guys, you take the information that you have gained from the kitchen. So you take the information that you've gained from the kitchen, and you guys, I take it that you are leaving and heading out towards the command center here. So.
Well, yeah, that flaming inferno to our right doesn't seem too passable. So.
It isn't. Yeah, you're correct in that.
So
Okay.
Pavel and Yuri line up at the door. Put them where I am, basically. I'm gonna take a step back. Actually, off to the side so I don't create crossfire. Professor off to the right, and then Pavel and Yuri 2 steps forward. Paul 2 steps back, still covering the hallway. Chicky Poo, I don't give a fuck where she is, as long as she's not gonna get shot by someone.
Okay.
1 step back for Yuri and Pavel.
All right. Good. So she's just gonna basically just hide.
No,
All right.
It's fine.
So
Hey, Yuri,
you
I
guys
think
have
Rico's trying to get us killed. Hey, Yuri, I think this
They
guy's
always
trying
try to get us killed. You guys are basically just talking in Russian now. It's like, yes,
In
of course,
Russian.
they always try to get
Back
us
and
killed.
forth, yeah.
They think that we are just the expendables.
Oh, Expendables 2, so good.
Oh, yeah. I mean, at this point, Expendables 29. It's really strange that, that Sylvester Stallone, he still does all of his same stunts. I mean, he is just head in jar, but still, he is still acting.
Look, I tell you, it's the steroids. Human growth hormone, no good. Steroids, great success.
Wow. Great success. I love it.
All right.
Rico, ready over here.
All right.
Давай.
We're in position. I'm going to give the go-ahead. Let's get this done. So, kick the door. Let's do this.
Okay, you guys kick the door in. As you kick the door in, you are able to hear some essentially unhappy machine noises. As you are able to observe into the command room, or the control center for this facility. You open up the door and very rapidly breach into the room, swinging around, panning to the left and right. As the room is swept, you find that the room itself is empty. So very quickly, Yuri and Pavel, so Yuri basically calls back, clear on the left. So
We're on the right.
okay. The room is clear. Seems there's just more blood and also some computers and things. I don't know.
Hey, this looks like the new Xbox. Yeah, I will play.
All right. So you're able to see that there's in this room there are a couple of command centers or command consoles. The command consoles, most of there are a bunch of essentially like angry red like meters and whatnot. You're not tech people, but it doesn't really seem all that happy. There's the blood stains continue into the door over to the left, and you're able to see that to the north here there's a large like window. Kind of think this is like the overseer's like manager's office. So there's a large window. That large window pans out over a industrial space as you advance forwards, and I presume as everybody else kind of like follows up into the room. You guys are all
we're gonna all move in. Have Paul basically Paul come in with Chicky Poo, and then Nagumo will close the door behind us, making sure it's secure. I mean, don't lock it, but like
Closed, at least.
yes, don't lock it. You might have to leave.
Believe me, I want to leave too.
Okay, let me take care of that door then for you. That's a weird thing. There's no way to send that to the lighting layer, is there? Whoops. Well, now I know that. So.
And what?
Well,
do you see out the whole room?
You know, you see that little green line at the bottom? That's
yeah. What is that?
Yes.
So okay, well that is how I control the lighting, and apparently there is no way for me to send it back to the lighting layer. So weird. Boop. There we go. Thankfully, just basically just like oh weird. I didn't think of that interaction on things when I changed how I did doors. Okay, so there we go. Doors shut. All right, so you guys, as you enter the room, so Rico and everybody else, you like walk into the room and you just see the two Russians are basically both over by the computers, and they're both just staring out through the overseer window. As you walk up and like, hey, what the fuck's going on? You just see Yuri just basically just points and it's like, I think that we found the rest of the staff. And as you guys look out, you're able to see into the room that actually has the Argent power conduits in it themselves. That's this large thing that's like running through underneath this mesh. There's a bunch of like big energy reactor things. You don't know how any of this shit works, but you see a bunch of those same kind of horrifically mutated zombie people stumbling around inside of the room. And in the distance, it's supposed to actually be a little bit dim, but that didn't work out all that great here. There's some more, horrific fleshy growths, that kind of stuff. But yeah.
Tentacle porn.
This is not a rendition of Utsuki Doji, but all right.
All right. So I would recommend for Nagumo, I would recommend that you try to figure out how to do your thing, man.
That was going to be my direction right there. Can I do it from the panel I'm standing in front of, or any of the panels in this room?
So give me an engineering intelligence.
That would be 7 dice, coming right up.
All systems down.
What's the difficulty?
Oh, difficulty on this? 6.
What was it, 7?
6.
Yeah. I'm looking at 4 successes.
Okay. So you try to do it, and you, as the computer keeps trying to tell you, all systems are down. You're able to trace where the basically where the faults are. What you're trying to do is you are trying to affect the. So you're trying to disable the safeties, like the the fail safes on the actual like transformer portion of this that is what actually controls the conversion of argent energy into electricity.
Right, but to
Um,
summarize, there's an interrupt somewhere in the system, and it's somewhere that's somewhere between here and
They've
that
already
actual.
been disabled.
Okay.
They've already been disabled, but the system, as they've already been disabled, you also basically find that somebody seems to have essentially like tampered directly with the flow of argent energy, like on the conduit itself. So, like, and as you look, you'll be able to see that basically the levels on everything already are pretty much in the red. But the amount of energy that is getting pushed through the facility towards the starport is that is essentially not being regulated at all, and the amount of energy that is going through the conduit is at about 400% of normal.
Goodness, I
Dumb
don't even know if it
question.
could take it for that long.
Dumb question.
Yep.
What if we go into there and I just dump a few rounds into a couple of those power conduits and try to do enough damage to overload them?
Well, you could do that, I suppose. The problem is that your goal is to. My understanding of your goal was that yes, you wanted to make all this stuff explode, but that you wanted to make it explode when you weren't here.
Well, what I'm saying is, if we damage one or two, will it cause a chain reaction that we can run out and have a few minutes to get the hell out of here?
As surmised already, once we
The
breach
problem with
that
shooting volatile things is that we don't know when they're going to explode. So adding ballistics to sensitive, potentially catastrophic electrical equipment is probably not the best bet if we want to have any kind of control over when it explodes.
Well, it
Short
seems
story.
like we may not be able to do this via the technical means. That's why I was just coming up with Plan B.
it is a plan B.
If we had some explosives sitting around, you know, instead of blowing up a car.
You're not wrong.
Okay, so Nagumo is trying to trace where he can correct this fault.
So you know, like I said, it was, as near as you can tell, whatever was done on the actual like conduit itself. So theoretically,
Then we need to
you
go
get
in
the-
there so I can access it manually.
Exactly.
And that is what I tell Rico.
Okay.
All right.
So this just went from fun to more fun. So I guess we're going on a field trip. Yay!
give me a intelligence investigation roll.
For me?
Yep.
Screw it. Roll die 20's taking too long.
I mean, you can just use dice. That's what I've been doing.
That is what I'm doing too. So, okay, I'm looking at 6s. I've got 3 and 1 explosion.
All systems down.
Okay.
We don't
So-
want explosion. That's the point.
Har har. 4
So
6.
on this, I was going to say target number. So target number is I'm gonna say it's like a 7 because what this is for is you're just trying to essentially figure out at a glance if you can tell where you need to go once you're in that room exactly.
Alright, then it is 1.
You got 1 success. All right. So in looking, it takes you a minute to be able to actually figure it out. But you're able to see that there is some kind of big computer terminal that is essentially over the actual conduit itself. And as near as you can tell, that is where you need to go.
All systems
Is it
down.
that big?
Is it that red one on the north wall?
Yep, it is the red one on the north wall.
Adjacent to the tentacle, the incipient tentacle porn?
Yeah, I mean, pretty much.
Alright, yeah, that's what I thought.
All systems down.
Okay,
All right.
Rico, your ball.
Have at it, Nagumo!
We need to
There
go.
it is! Go take care of it.
Make sure I'm safe getting there so we can do this.
All right, so yeah, basically what you're able to figure out is you need to get there, and then you're going to need to essentially can't change the flow of energy so that it actually starts going into the big capacitor things that you are trying to make explode instead of continuing on towards the starport. And then make sure the fail safes are off, and then run.
Run like hell.
Yep.
All right. So, just looking around out there. What's the thing on the left there? Can I get a better look at that?
Oh, what thing?
The
you're
thing
able
that
to
I can see through a...
Yeah, no, you're able to see that there's something kind of disturbing and pulsating over, on that part of the room. It's essentially that area is obscured by a weird kind of red mist.
Oh, exciting. So just throwing it out there. This door that's directly in front of me here. Okay. Yes.
Yep. Yep.
What's the status of this door? Does it look damaged or like
Oh
something?
no, it doesn't look damaged. In fact, it's it's a yellow keycard door. You guys finally have a thing to use those yellow keycards for.
Yay.
Powers combined. Open the fucking door. Great.
All right.
Stack up, then sure.
Okay. How are you guys?
all right.
How are you guys doing this?
Well, Russians are doing the Russian thing, so they're out in front.
Yeah, the Russians, yeah.
When Yuri dies, Pavel picks up his gun.
All systems down.
Sorry.
Yuri basically just turns to Pavel and is like, I think maybe we should consider like unionizing or something.
Oh, like the power of labor. Yeah, workers unite. Yes, yes.
All systems down.
But
What are you talking about?
In the background, the Soviet national anthem starts playing. Yes,
Let them sing!
I think it's like
Yeah.
united forever in friendship and labor, I think is the translation of it. But yep. All
So
right.
basically, have
that song will overtake the background music at some point. When I don't know.
just to clarify, they are the breaching team, so that's what they do. So
Okay, gotcha.
they're gonna
So
be up
they're
front.
gonna breach. So,
Just a quick aside here. You did say you wanted to be wrapped up by 10. It's about 10 minutes before, so I don't know how long you think the combat's going to last. I'm just throwing that out there.
No, so the combat is definitely going to be in the next session. So
We can bust in there though and have the
Exactly.
cliffhanger of what we
that
find.
is
Yeah.
that was my intent.
okay.
Oh
All right. So,
God.
So we're gonna do.
Oh, God.
Okay. So all right. So we're gonna do Yuri and Pavel in the front. We're gonna do Rico and the professor in the middle. And we're gonna have Paul and Nagumo in the back. I don't even know what the fuck the. I guess we'll have Chicky Poo just kind of follow him, stick to Paul. and,
Just keep Paul back with the Chicky Poo because he's not here this session, and
Yeah, sure, that's fine.
we don't know for a fact that he'll be here next session. So
Then the two of them can stay in this control room overlooking the room itself if Matt's not here next week.
Yep, holding hands. We found Matt a love interest. All he had to do was not show up.
Right, they can do Sweet Caroline over here. But anyway, we stack up, and
I did literally just remember that I had intended for her to actually like help Naguma, tell Nagumo how to do what he was trying to do, but I forgot. So, whoops.
it's all right.
I guess it
That's
happened.
noted.
Good.
Yep,
If
it
we-
happened.
I mean, if we can retcon some of that, like, what was her role here?
So basically, her role is that she was one of the basically like one of the maintenance workers, but she did have to know to be able to do maintenance on the conduit and all those other systems. She did need to know how to shut them down safely. So essentially, she kind of just like was able to point out, it's like, well, I mean, the way we safely do this stuff is this, so we just don't do it safely. So, and you know, that'll probably work. Okay, so you guys stack up on the door, and go. Just changing things a bit here.
Tut. We'll run through the fucking door like a bunch of jackasses.
Let me open up the door here now.
Oh, please. Oh,
Open up
please.
the door. We'll all come inside and eat your brains.
Where's a breaching George when we need it?
That is
Sure
one
wish
of my
we had-
favorite all-time songs.
You need to link it in the Discord because I haven't heard it yet.
Oh, it's amazing. It's the song is called "All We Want to Do Is Eat Your Brains."
Doors open.
Okay, so you guys stack up on the door, and when you're ready, you use your handy dandy little. Hold on, I have an actual thing for this. Here we go.
Wow. Just
And
fucking wow.
and there we go. So the door has opened. So as the door opens, is you guys start to essentially like walk in, and so you're in Pavel. You guys both enter into the room, panning your weapons to the north. You are able to see
Yep.
that there is a immediate reaction as you enter into the room. As essentially a large number of the horribly mutated monster people see you. Looking past them, you actually really can't see from where you are what it is. That's actually kind of funny.
No, it's not funny.
So,
Funny is not the thing.
Here, we'll have you guys as
No.
you're literally like running into the room, and I'm presuming like you're going to essentially just start shooting everything as soon as you
Yes.
enter.
Yep, we're gonna start shooting and screaming for help, but only in Russian.
Okay. Oops, about to start playing.
Rico is not going to scream for help in Russian.
Okay, so you were able to see that past them, something that you had not witnessed before. There is a terrible-looking, big, pulsing mass of flesh. Now, as near as you can tell, there appears to be something to the effect of about, maybe 20 or so. Well, you're really not sure. There's at least a dozen corpses that all were horribly mangled together in order to form some kind of terrible amalgamation that is pulsing. There is a weird sphere of glowing energy that is atop it. Again, just pulsing strangely.
Wait, let me get this straight.
Really
We're fighting
quickly on
zombie
this.
Voltron?
No, so really quickly on this, something I need you guys to do, now that you have looked in and you have seen it, I need you to make a horror check.
It moved! Oh my god, it moved!
It's not actually
oh, no.
moving. I'm just trying to fix the lighting so that it's actually
No.
visible.
Fuck you! It
Oh,
moved. I know what I
see
know what
what's
I
going
saw.
on. I need to ungroup
Oh god.
it and
I'm gonna
fix
be
dynamic
sick.
lighting.
I can't.
Emits,
I'll give you a
I'll
heart.
say emits,
I'm about to have a heart check all over my.
5 meters of lighting. All players.
I'm about to have a hard check all over the floor because that thing
There we
moved.
All right, there we go. Now I
I
fixed
think he's volunteering to fail.
it. Okay. So, everybody moving into the room, you guys are going to have to perform a horror check as you are able to see what is the first goreness that you have
God,
encountered.
no!
That would be wits and willpower, right?
Yep, it is wits and willpower. Now note, this is specifically a horror check that you have to take when you looked into the pulsating, glowing mass of ethereal energy atop it. That as your eyes are drawn into it, you feel a tug on something. It's a strange sensation you've never felt before. And you guys need to. Congratulations. This is your first check to see if you resist the corrupting influence of hell.
Okay, what's my target number?
Target number on this. You guys have not encountered them before. Target number on this is a 7.
What are we rolling?
Oh,
So
Wits and
horror is
willpower.
wits
2
and
successes
willpower,
on that.
I believe. Okay.
I got 5 successes.
2 successes.
Okay. All right. So, as long as nobody fails it, you guys manage to essentially shake it off and focus on the immediate threat that are the horde of basically of zombies in front of you. So, with that, I think that this is a good enough place to leave it, doing a much quicker or shorter session than usual, just because I've still got work I have to be at training again in the morning.
Shorter, but still a lot of fun, dude.
Yep.
Absolutely.
What?
Nothing. Sorry.
No,
Oh.
what?
I was just gonna say I forgot what the target number is. I just realized it was 6, so we're nothing. Never mind.
Oh, yeah, you're fine.
That's it. Target number was 7.
No.
A 7. Okay.
Did you fail?
No, I rolled. I rolled 4 successes, so
No,
I'm fine.
No,
but
no, I
Evan,
didn't
okay.
fail.
Evan got 1 success.
What, I did? No, that was an earlier roll, dude.
Oh,
I got 2.
My mistake.
So nobody in the party pulls a Ray from Ghostbusters 2.
No.
We're all good.
Ray, Vigo.
When someone asks you if you're a god, you say
say
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's Ghostbusters 1.
Yeah.
Well, just to throw it out there, there are actually rules for demonic possession. So that is the thing that theoretically could happen.
Oh no.
In addition, just to plug a fun show, I was watching Community, and Community has a fun little part where you get a character in the 6th season who is commonly mistaken for being the 4th Ghostbuster, as he refers to himself.
Oh no. Oh
yeah.
no.
He goes. The line he specifically says is, "I am no one's 4th Ghostbuster." The best part about that was that May and I were actually looking up who it was, and at that exact moment, so it was just like, what the fuck?
We actually, Caitlin and I, we watched Ghostbusters 2 for the first time recently, and she missed a lot of movies, we were really curious as to what has this guy done? The actor who played the non-scientist Ghostbuster actually,
Ernie Hudson.
yeah, actually has a shockingly like extensive IMDb. The dude
He was-
literally stars
yeah.
in like 4 things a year.
Yeah,
Yep.
he was in the first. He was in the first Substitute movie, which with Tom Berenger, which is a fucking classic.
Jason's, getting a Woody over there.
Little known fact: Ernie Hudson's role was originally written for Eddie Murphy.
Mm-hmm. I can
That's
see
pretty
that.
awesome. I'm definitely glad they didn't go with Eddie Murphy, but I think he would have stolen it a little bit and would have sucked.
I think what had happened was it was written with Eddie Murphy in mind, and then I think it was Beverly Hills Cop. Because Beverly Hills Cop was so successful, they locked him down for a sequel, and he was unavailable to film Ghostbusters. So that's why they had to write him out of the movie. If I recall correctly, that was what was the rationale.
I also heard Murphy was supposed to be part of Star Trek IV: The Voyage Home.
That's
but
true.
That also didn't happen.
Yeah,
It was ridiculous movie, and we're like, what?
the marine biologist was originally written.
And that movie is
originally
already
supposed to be him.
so comedic and slapsticky. I'm kind of like, fuck yeah, put Eddie Murphy in this. What the hell? Like, put Buckaroo Banzai in the movie too while you're at it. Like, just fucking go all in. Go all the way.
Oddly,
There's a movie that deserves a sequel.
Buckaroo Banzai,
Yeah.
I remember reading recently that it supposedly actually is like a canon film that like exists in the BattleTech universe.
Really?
Like, not that like Buckaroo Banzai is a person or anything, but like the existence of the film was
No,
canon.
Well,
On a
it's
side
sort
note
of complicated.
about BattleTech, yeah, John, you see that thing that May found on Facebook? Weird secondhand
no,
finds need to be shared. A Union dropship done in like metal with like a metal punch tool.
Oh yeah. I did see. Yeah, I did see that. Yeah.
Yeah, she sent it to me and she's like, "The fuck is this?" I'm like, it's a Union class dropship." She's like, "Huh. Okay, then." I'm like, "Yep, that's how it works." She's like,
Nice.
"Someone said it's from BattleTech." I'm like, "Yeah, I know."
It is.
I was like, "I kind of want that. Where are they? And how much do they want for it?"
Well, hey, the way we do actually get back into the campaign, and we have the battle at the starport on Silver, which is my recollection of where you guys said that you were going to go as you try to unfuck the horribly fucked mission.
Hey, we're not going to unfuck the mission. We're going to proceed with our mission, and we're going to let the douchebag who fucked the mission unfuck the mission.
Okay, sure.
I
But,
can do nothing to unfuck the mission. So that's it.
the starport is going to be an interesting
The
map.
kid.
Yes, it will be.
Yeah. All right. Well, we are. I think that about does it for tonight. Thanks for joining in on short notice, guys.
John,
Yeah.
John, thanks a lot for doing this game on short notice, dude. Really appreciate it.
And same time next week, right?
Yeah. I'd say same time next week. Yeah. I'll actually hopefully or. By then, I'll readjust the levels on the ambient sound effects. Like I was saying earlier, I figure if I adjust them so that they sound great, if I play them at 100%, 50% volume, then when I play them at 100%, they should fade into the background more and not overpower anything else. Definitely not a professional when it comes to sound design, but.
On a side note, real quick,
Yep.
Jason, I was briefly talking about a Transformers card game. Just to give you a ridiculous fucking idea here, I got the Metroplex card, the Autobot City.
Yep.
And it is, I guess we can say 4 times the size of a normal card.
No way.
Here I'm gonna take a picture of it and show you guys so you all understand just how absolutely ridiculously funny and fucked up this stuff is. Okay, so that's one of those, and that's just a regular card. Okay, here we go. Fuck. Camera. Okay. Do. So the one on the right, is the normal sized is a normal sized card, like something you could see in Magic the Gathering. The thing in the middle is the normal character cards that are used to define what your deck is.
Okay.
And then the thing on the left is fucking Metroplex, because why not? There's also Destructicon that is actually made up of, no word of a fucking lie here, 6 of those middle cards stacked up in 2 rows of 3.
Dude, we gotta play this game.
I know, that's my point. It's fucking awesome.
No, we gotta play this game. Let's talk off stream. I want to do this. This looks badass.
See, I have 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 4 decks made up.
Are those miniatures involved in the card game, or is that just
no? That's Star Wars Legion.
Welcome to Michael's table.
That's actually my laptop. The table is actually the thing around it with the rest of the models that you can't see because I didn't want to make it that bad.
Welcome to Michael's autism.
Shut up. Fuck you. Yeah, but there's bigger stuff too, and it's obnoxious. The stuff's super cool, and I'm really getting into it, and I see why they abandoned it, but I think it's actually a really, really cool fucking game.
Let's talk off stream. Let's do it, dude. I want to see this.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
Well, everyone.
Hey, thanks everybody.
It's been fun, but it hasn't been real fun.
Just randomly in the stream and whatnot. So just because you have a Transformers game does not mean that that you get to like call in the giant mechas and whatnot.
Actually, the great thing is there's a companion app for the game, and when you flip a card in the companion app, it makes a little Transformers transforming noise.
Oh, it makes the transition noise.
Yeah, when May and I were playing it initially, she went and downloaded the app so she could play that without telling me. So she's like,
Nice.
all right, I'm going to flip this. And she goes and plays it, and I'm like, oh my god, what the fuck, woman?
Da-na-na-na.
It was fucking great.
Cool.
I was so happy.
All right.
Well, cool.
Okay, well, yet another awesome episode of War on Heck in Mars.
Exactly.
War on Heck and Mars.
Thank you for joining us on Alcohol and Battletech.
Oh, are we still streaming?
Indeed.
God damn.
I'm gonna end it right now. All right. Thanks,
Oh,
guys,
shit.
and we'll see you next time.